Let's see where we drift to. Buffers in reverse, road signs wrecked. It's CK gaming time. Driving trains, trucks too, parachute planes. Let's see where we drift to. Buffers in reverse, road signs wrecked. It's CK gaming time. Driving trains, dating to stations, forgetting to stop. Driving through red lights, bad buffer stops. It's time for CK Sim Gaming. CK Sim Gaming. Time. CK Sim Gaming. Driving through stations, forgetting to stop. Driving through red lights, bad buffer stops. It's time for CK Sim Gaming.
Good morning, everyone. Hi, Katie. Good to see you. Ready for another Train Sim Classic stream today. I saw a lovely scenario this morning as I was browsing the internet to see what new things are out for TS Classic, and noticed this scenario for the recently updated route by backdated Train Sim. So I thought, oh, might give this a go. It's about 75 minutes. Thank you, Katie. Very kind. Anyway, let's get over to the main title screen because it's a little bit easier to explain what the scenario is about. Let's see, hopefully it will come up on the screen shortly. There we are. So it's with the Class 37. Scenario is set in the 80s. It's the Thames Haven to Three Bridges for Salford's aviation fuel. So this is one of the tanker trains that they would take with jet fuel down to Gatwick. Circa 1980, Class 37 with 14 loaded TTA tank wagons grossing 745 tonnes take forward from Ripple Lane as far as Factory Junction in South London, which is literally very close to Clapham Junction. Routed via the Goblin, the North London and the West London lines, plenty of AI and AWS action, max 45 miles per hour. It's about 75 minutes, but you know, knowing me, it'll probably be about 100 minutes or something. Because, you know, something can happen. It's on the recently updated, backdated Train Sim North London lines, which has grown quite a lot now. They've actually got quite a lot of track on here. The route was updated, I think, a week or two ago. You can download it from backdated Train Sim. So yeah, anyway, thought I'd give it a go. It's set in the autumn, clear skies with set about 20 to 10 in the morning. It's got lots of red bits in it, so that means it'll probably be quite high difficulty, but well, I'm sure I'll mess it up. But anyway, let's get into it. Just the one scenario today, because as I said, this is quite a long scenario, so yeah, be quite a long one. I haven't played Train Sim Classic for a couple of weeks. I've been through, actually. I've had to delete a lot of stuff out of Train Sim Classic because I was just running out of space. So had to remove all the German routes for now, although they're still showing up, but I think that's just because I've got some third-party scenarios in the route folders, so of course the route shows up even though there's nothing there. So I have to sort that out. But yeah, as the North London line's coming out next week for TSW, I thought, well, it's quite a nice little scenario to drive around through the North London lines. Of course, though, on Trainsim Classic, there's a lot more of the North London line. Right, here we go. Thames Haven to Three Bridges. Wait a couple of minutes for signal to clear and proceed via the Goblin North London and West London lines. Many adverse gradients and speed restrictions. Route knowledge is all. Check F1 briefing notes. Max 45. So there's my speed limit, 45. I've got 47 coming up already. And I'm just gonna I can pause. There we go. So this is the route itself in its entirety. As I said, it's a freeware route, but you do need various payware routes, but it's like a merge of lots of other routes. So there's a lot here. For some reason I can't scroll very well. I wonder if it's because I've got it in pause mode. But anyway, yeah, there's a lot there. Here, up here is Watford Junction. Down there is Clapham Junction. So Clapham Junction's down here. We got Watford Junction up here. They've also got the line now from Watford Junction to St Albans Abbey, which goes off in that direction. And then they've got a lot of the North London lines. But it's set in the 80s, so you also have Broad Street in there, which obviously was round near Liverpool Street, which got demolished. You're not buying due to that abhorrent consist numbering error. I haven't noticed it yet, Katie. Right, anyway. Right, anyway, let's get rid of the bits and pieces here. I've got to turn them off. So this is the AP37, just in case anyone was wondering. I can't remember which volume pack it's from, though. It might be volume 1, I can't remember. Oh, got to go to the switch up on the wall, which it should be behind me somewhere. Right, here we go. Right, just got to do that. Got a container train on its way. Just got to remember about the 45 speed limit on here. We got to do the lights up here as well. Put the route indicator on. Tail lights, I think, go off. And then I think that's everything, isn't it? Let's just have a quick look outside. Yeah, that's all good. 37004. We got some BP tanks here as well. Well, various tanks of different companies. I suppose BP's one of them, but some green ones. It's crazy to think that just that train there is 750 tons. It's not exactly a very long train, is it? But it just shows you. What we got over here? Oh, there's the sort of typical trains that used to go along here. BR blue liveried. I think that's an EPB, isn't it? These are the trains that used to run a lot on the North London lines back in the day. So yeah, anyway, hopefully we'll get a lot of AI. Amazingly, I loaded up the scenario and I didn't have anything missing, which was quite surprising. I was expecting it to say that there was several reskins I didn't have of things, but it didn't, so that's good. I've just installed the route, so I'm hoping that I've got all the requirements, but if I don't have all the requirements, I'm sure there'll be some milk bottles along the way, which I can't really do much about. I think if this would have been a smaller scenario, I might have just tried it out first, but as I said, I saw this morning and I thought, oh, this would be good to stream, and I wanted to do a stream this morning. I wasn't sure what to stream, so this kind of basically helped decide what to stream. So we're going to head off now anyway. So we'll get an idea of the stations we go through along the way. But you can see here I'm almost on maximum ampage in the green, so I don't really want to go too much into the yellow. But as you can see, when you're trying to pull 750 tons, it's a little bit of a struggle. I suppose this must be near the limit of what a single 37 would do, because obviously, you know, you'd have to have another one at some point. I'm not going to change the clag factors or anything like that. I'm just leaving it on the auto settings. So it just basically put in what it wanted to put in. But anyway, it'd be interesting to see where we're going. I think we might be Ripple Lane. I think that's on the Great Eastern Main Line, I think, isn't it? Ripple Lane, maybe? I'm not sure. I think that's where we might be. Be interesting to see what other trains we go past along the way, though. It's quite a nice era, the 80s. We've got another train coming up over here. So those of you that like the 80s stuff, this will probably be quite a nice scenario. We've got some 37s here going off somewhere. So I'm just going to go quite slowly because I think we're basically following a freight train. So Ripple Lane makes you want ice cream. Yeah, or a Galaxy Ripple. So didn't take long before food got back into the stream. There's some 47s, 37s over there. Looks like one of the tankers behind us has got a bit of a flat wheel, can hear it. A wheel flat. But yeah, also I'm thinking of like the raspberry ripple ice cream that you get, don't you, in the tubs that you put in the... I know. So I'm probably driving quite conservatively, probably, which is a bit weird for me, but maybe I should have done this on the Sunday driving. A lot of trains about already, which is making me think of a white meat scenario. I've already had quite a few trains go past us in the other direction. But I'm just driving a little bit carefully at the moment because I really don't know what's going on. Arkansas is 10% off. Arkansas. You talking about ATS, Katie? I didn't even know anything was out for ATS yet. I know there's a beta that you can try out at the moment. The only thing that worries me about the latest beta that they've got for ATS and ETS is that they've rechanged the way they're doing truck trailers, which makes me wonder if a lot of third-party add-ons are going to break. You know, the trailer packs, etc. You know, because a lot of those trailer packs are using reskins of trailers, but I'm wondering if they're going to introduce a new pack, whether or not those trailers are going to break when it comes out. Oh, I've got it already. It's okay. It must have a sale on at the minute then, with some bits and pieces. Do you know what? I really can't remember what states that they've introduced recently and which ones they got in the pipeline now. I mean, So yeah, they must be doing a sale at the moment then. Maybe there's some ATS map coming out soon then. Or anyway, right, coming up to the red bar. Check that out. Oh, we're coming up to Barking. Okay, so this is sort of so this is almost, we're going to be on the is it the Suffragette line now, isn't it? Obviously they mention it here as the Goblin line, which at the time that's what it had been called, but obviously now it's the Suffragette line. So yeah, we're just about to come into Barking now, so that's good because then it gives me an idea of where we're at. I mean, if Tepic was here, he'd know where Ripple Lane was anyway. Because I mean, you know, this is familiar territory for Tepic. So I'm guessing what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going along the Goblin line, and then we're going to be basically joining that line that's also included in Train Sim World 5 next week. And then we come off there and then take the line down towards Clapham. But it'll sort of like have 80s era stuff in it instead. Like I say, I was just amazed that I had all the you know, I was expecting this morning, to be honest, when I put the scenario in, I thought, well, I'm going to put it in and then I'm literally going to get going to load it up and it's going to say there's things missing, you know, reskins for some of the stock or something. But I was just surprised it just loaded up. I was like, wow, blimey. That was one thing that made me decide to do a stream, because I was thinking, well, it's probably going to take me half an hour to find everything and get everything set up, and then I'll do a stream later. But because I had everything, I thought I might as well do a stream now. So as I said, so yeah. Anyway, got a little allotment over there. So being a freight service, there's probably going to be a lot of waiting around. That's probably one reason why it's 75 minutes. So. There's the typical sort of trains that run on this route in the 80s and that. As I said, there's a lot going on in this scenario. But then the North London lines can be quite busy like this as well. So I think this is based on real schedules from the day, I think. Although I'm not completely sure, but definitely a lot going on. No, not a crash mead, no. This is a new scenario that was only made the other day for this route, because this route got updated. So this is a scenario for this route extension by backdated train sims. So yeah, Crashmead unfortunately doesn't really make scenarios anymore. I wish he did, but you know, I get his idea though. You know that Train Sim Classic could get very frustrating for him. So I think he's just moved away from that now. But it's good that, you know, that he decided, not like some people might, you know, once they'd decided to sort of leave the train sim community in a way that he would then remove all his scenarios. I mean, it's great that he's kept them up there so that people can still download them and try them out over time, which is good. So yeah, just going into Barking now. I have streamed this route before in the past, but earlier versions of it where it wasn't so large, but over time it's just increased in size. As I said, you can get it from backdated train sim. I think this is version 5 of the route now. So just popping through Barking. Sorry about all the constant camera views. Well, I'm not sorry really, but I know it might get annoying. Right, so we've got a bit of a slope coming up here, so I think I'm going to have to put full throttle on, because otherwise it's going to struggle going up this slope. Let's make it Carder compatible. There we go, it's a Carder compatible train. So yeah, I think this is the Goblin line, which is the more up-to-date version of the route that Dovetail brought out, because we still got the OHLE stuff, which I don't think you normally would have now. That train that just come past, that was normally what would be running on the route. I actually said that the other day in the stream, didn't I? I said I wonder what was running on the North London line before electrification. And as I said, I thought it was those kind of first-gen DMU type trains. Right, I've got to start slowing down a little bit now as we head towards Woodgrange Park. As I said, I think there's going to be a lot of stopping and starting on this service. Got double yellows. It's a 31 or a couple of, well, might have been 131 now. Coming up to Woodgrange Park, which is the first stop. Well, first station rather, not the first stop. But let's think about slowing down, because there might be a red coming up in a minute. Although we're only doing 20 anyway, so it's not too bad. Another freight train coming along. Wow, there's loads of AI on this route, in this scenario. Brilliant. Definitely a lot going on. Signalling from here to South Tottenham and from there to Gospel Oak is 2 aspect only, red or green. Be prepared for possible red at Walthamstow, Queens Road and Crouch Hill, as they do not have repeaters on the approach curves. Okay. So loud. Of course, I've got the volume low on the stream though, but so we could have a red coming up here, so I've just got to be careful. This is one reason why I'm only going at 15, to be honest. I'd rather be well, I know some of you probably wanted me to go through red lights, but the only good thing about this one, though, is that if I do go through a red light in Train Sim Classic, you know, it's normally not game over, unless you're playing a career scenario, of course, but... Right, Wanstead Park is coming up. Can't see what's... Oh, we got a green, that's good. Right, now I can put the foot down a bit, I suppose. Well, so to speak. Welcome back, Katie. Right, off we go. Got a green. Let's just plonk ourselves up here. Let's do the horn. Haven't really done the horn today, have I? Yeah, P Park. 750 tonnes though isn't really a lot, is it really, when you think about it? You think about, for example, a 777 flight with all max fueled up. I mean, that's not many big long haul 777 flights, is it? 750 tonnes. I suppose it'll do for a day. Well, at Gatwick you probably use way more than this much fuel in a day. Especially back in the 80s, I mean, there were even more gas guzzling than what they are today. This is probably about an hour's worth of fuel here for Gatwick. Maybe even less, half an hour's worth, I don't know. Anyway. Just about to go through near to Leytonstone. Yeah. Yeah, but this is quite a short train, isn't it, really? I mean, it just... I think, as I said, I think this was quite on the limit of what a 37 could probably pull. I don't know for sure, but... especially on gradients, and that's a little bit of a struggle. I've got to watch out on one of the gradients. I might get stuck. I'm sure some of you would love that, wouldn't me? Wouldn't me to get stuck on a gradient. You'll be praying not for me to get to the top, but to get stuck. Sounds fun. Yeah. Yeah, it's literally just as you come into Clapham Junction station and it curves around, and then there's like a big slope that you've got to go up to the station, and it says there's normally sometimes a signal right up near the top, and if you get stuck on that signal, then you won't be able to get the train running again. So it was basically saying to, actually I'll read it here because it was actually in the notes at the bottom. No, after Latchmere Clapham Junction and going under the South Western Main Line, the following signal may be red is on a 1/92 whatever in 100 gradient or whatever, and you may become stuck if you come to a complete stop. So yeah, I don't want to get stuck there, although I'm sure some of you would like me to become stuck there, but also those of you that are subscribed to my YouTube channel, you might have noticed that I've put up my video from a few days ago with the 737 flight from Belfast to Southend. So if you haven't seen it yet and you want to see it on YouTube, it is up there. Of course, just bear in mind that you will get me talking to people in chat, even though you won't see a chat, if that makes sense. So I'll probably put this one up on my YouTube as well, thinking about it after. I still need to just do standalone YouTube videos though, which will just be no commentary, just be the, you know, more of the sounds than anything else. Right, so we're going through Leighton Midland. As you can see, there's no overhead lines now, so this is how the Goblin line used to be, without any, you know, now it's all electrified now, but years ago it wasn't. So you used to have diesel DMU units that used to go up and down the track. In fact, it wasn't really electrified until quite recently, really. You used to have the Class 172s that used to use that, which is what the dovetail route is based on, having those trains. Walthamstow Queens Road is the next station we go through. As I said, you can hear one of the tankers has got a bit of a flat wheel there. So I'm probably, as I said, being overly cautious, but which I know isn't really me, but you know, old age, I suppose. But anyway, I will be doing another flight sim at some point on Twitch, but I'll just be carrying on from Southend. I've still got to just try and think of where to go from Southend, really. But I'll do another one of those flights at some point. So yeah, there's not really any, as they said in the notes, there isn't really any yellow signals along here now, along this bit, so it's either green or red. So, you know, this might have green here, but I might get to the next signal up and it might be a red, because there's so many curves along here. So what I'm just doing is I'm just going to treat every green as a yellow in a way, which I know sounds a bit boring, but now I watched a bit of Egbert's stream the other day. Unfortunately I wasn't there to see it live, but I watched his VOD through, and I loved his outro that he'd done, where he'd put together loads of like railway scenes and then did like a little sequence with some music. There was like some trains going over the Forth Bridge and steam engines going through stations and things. It looked really nice. Yeah. Of course, if I did a video like that, it would just be all my accidents. Although it's so hard to find any of the footage because some of my vlogs have gone down now over time, and I don't obviously have a copy of them anymore. So there's probably been a lot of things that I've done that I don't have any record of anymore, if that makes sense. Never mind. Lost into the darkness. I mean, there are a few that I've got as clips, but I mean, as clips are not really, you know, not really as good. Right, I've got to be really careful here because I might go around this corner and it'll be a red. There you go, it's a green, but you know, it's really hard on these straights because, as I said, you go around a curve and you've got no idea what's coming up around the corner. It's alright when you've got a straight like this because you can see the green and then you can kind of maybe get an idea of what the next signal a bit further up is. When you're going around like bends and things, as I said, they don't have yellows along here, so it's either red or green. So you could go for a green and then the next one could be a red. Supposed to be doing 20 here. Oops. 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 That's not good. See, I wasn't paying attention. Someone wasn't paying attention, were they? Hey? Terrible. Going over some canals down there. Another line we're going over there. Not sure which line that one is. Another 31 coming up. So we're heading towards South Tottenham. Oh, was that a red there? Oh gosh. No, that's not for me, that's for the other line. I was about to say. No, not a red already, but anyway, it's all good. Nice little mixed freight train over there. Little bit of everything, the rail freight wagons. Misplaced rail freight. Right, coming up to South Tottenham now. Now I think round here somewhere is where the East Coast Main Line is. I think I did a stream, didn't I? Do you remember when I went and ran from a station and then I sat on a bench? They put a bench up somewhere. It could be up here, actually. I'm just trying to think. There was somewhere where this was like the... I don't know if it was this one. I don't think it was, actually. But there was something similar like this along here where you could sit. But I don't think it was specifically there. I think it was a bit further along, actually. But those of you might have seen the train. It was on Train Sim World, I think it was 4 at the time. And I sat on a bench and then the Flying Scotsman came past. So I think I'd done that on purpose, so that you'd see it. Hello Carter, good morning, welcome. We're on at Class 37 with some oil tankers, making our way through the North London line today. So we're just heading along what is known at the moment as the Goblin line, but obviously this is Suffragette line now. Early shift today, yeah, a little bit early, I suppose. It's quite a long scenario, this one, 75 minutes, so I thought I'd just play it, get it out of the way with. Yeah, I think it's just up here somewhere, wasn't it? Haringey Green Lanes, yeah. Because Haringey is also a station that's on the East Coast Main Line. Well, the other station to it is. So I think that bridge was up here somewhere. Or it could have been the one that we've just gone past. So yeah, taking some more tankers down through London Carder today. Quite a few. Not many ore tankers, really. But still 750 tonnes, so still quite a heavy train. This train will be going down ultimately to Gatwick Airport with aviation fuel for the aircraft there. Just passing another freight train there. Yeah, I think it was after Haringey actually, because it says that there's a tunnel coming up or a bridge, so that bridge is probably where the East Coast Main Line goes over the top. How are you, Carder, anyway? Nice to see you. We've already made the train Carder compatible this morning. I'd opened a door, I'd opened the windows, and then I've opened this door as well. I should open this door actually to make it completely Carder compatible, but busted out a window. Yeah, all the windows are open and the doors, and now I'm slowing down because, well, I'm not really. Yeah, exactly. The only thing that's missing is the ashtray, really, but unfortunately I haven't got the ashtray enhancement pack by Armstrong Powerhouse. Yes, it is Carder. Yes, it's the AP37. Hence why the things like doors and things can open, because obviously when they made the model, well, not AP, but the dev that made the model for AP, which I think might have been the same guy that did the 205 thumper, etc. So I think this is where the East Coast Main Line comes over the top here. As I said, I'm just going to stop the game here, because, well, I'll pause it, I mean, as we go under it. So, just going to pause it briefly now. So in Train Sim World along this route, oh look at that, they've got a nice little 31 waiting to come down as well from the East Coast Main Line. So on Train Sim World 4, what you can do, there's a little Easter egg. So if you don't want to hear about the Easter egg, I'd probably mute now for the next minute. But in Train Sim World 4, there's a little Easter egg on the Goblin line, and Train Sim World 5 obviously, because the routes you can get for Train Sim World 5 of course. But there's a little Easter egg on the route where you can run along. So you can either run along from Crouch Hill, which is up there, or the Haringey station, which was just down there. And then you can come along here, and you can run along into these trees, and then you can go up a slope. And then right at the top around here, there's a little bench that you can sit on. So you can sit on a bench, and then you can use your camera, and then you can watch some AI go past along the East Coast Main Line. So they have like... some Class 700s that go past, and some East Coast Main Line high-speed services go past, and then there's also a steam rail tour that goes past along here as well. So I've actually done a stream where I've sat up here and left it running for a little while, so then you can see the trains running along both. So yeah, if you haven't discovered that spot yet, then yeah, that's where you go. And it's good that they've actually put a seat you can sit on, because then you can use that as an 8-cam spot to manoeuvre yourself around in. But anyway, that's the little Easter egg in TSW 4 and 5 for the Goblin Line route, if you're interested. And you can watch some other trains go past. But anyway, let's get back to this. And as we got the train going past, doors all open. Lovely. I need to put my foot down a little bit. Yes, it's safe now. I was just showing people how they'd missed out a few blades of grass at the top of that hill up there, and yeah, just a few things like that, Carter. That's why the camera was up there. I was just pointing out the, you know, how they'd not got all the trees and grass correct. Right, anyway. I'd also measured the blades of grass, and some of the blades of grass were 2 centimetres out. Terrible. Right, anyway, we're going to be coming through Crouch Hill in a minute. But don't worry, you don't have to crouch to use the station. It's not a tiny station. So yeah, I saw this scenario posted today, Carter, and I thought I'd give it a go. And as I said earlier on, I was a bit surprised, because normally when I run a scenario that normally has a lot of requirements, I thought I'm going to run it and it's going to say there's this and this missing. And I thought, well, we'll see how long it's going to take me to play it. So I was a bit shocked when I loaded it all up, and then no screen come up to say there was anything missing, and I thought, wow, that's a first. For a non-workshop route, I mean. Because it's not like I've got everything installed on there like I've had in the past. So I was a bit surprised. The tanker wagons, I think, are from an AP pack, because AP did do some tanker packs. So these are the AP tanker wagon packs. You can also tell because of the sounds on the tankers as well, because you know, you have the random tankers that have got the dodgy wheels. But obviously I'm not running them very quickly at the minute, because you know, they're probably running half the speed they normally would run. But you can hear like plus the sound levels probably don't pick up so much, so. But you can hear like some of them have got the flat wheels, so. Yeah, I think they're from the APTTA pack tankers. So if you haven't got them already, just wait for the next AP sale and you'll probably get them for like half price. I don't know how much they are at the moment. I think there was like 2 volumes of tankers as well. I think they did a volume 1 and a volume 2. So yeah. As I said, I was a bit surprised though, because there are some other trains running around, and I thought, well, I'm probably going to need like different reskins of them from somewhere, but I didn't have to have anything. So right, we're coming up towards. Don't know where we're coming up towards now. We are going to come up to the point where the Goblin line finishes though, and then we carry on the line that she's going to be covered in the new Trainsim World 5 route next week. So at the moment we're on the Goblin line, which is also known as the Suffragette line for TSW, and then we'll go through a station where the Goblin line kind of finishes, and then the other line will carry on, that you can do a route hop from in the new route, if that makes sense. Dovetail did do a preview of the route last week, so if you want to go on YouTube and watch their preview of the route, you can. Looks like there's a 47 coming along. Not everybody was happy about Boston Games. Well, Boston Games' is new name, which I can't remember now, doing a 47. Not everyone was happy about that. But me personally, quite looking forward to it really. I do like the 47. So it's just nice that someone's actually doing a 47, a proper one. And Trainsim Classic, you know, probably have some nice sounds and that to it. So I've just got the clag factor on a random one, so I haven't put it on clag factor 10 or anything. It just loaded in, and then it just decided to decide which clag factor it was. So it's probably not on the highest setting, but sometimes I just like to leave it to choose which one to do. So anyway, like I said at the beginning of the stream, it is supposed to be a 75-minute scenario, but I'm just taking my time. Hi there, you're on mute. There you go. I just thought I'd type hello Egbert, because obviously you can't hear me say hello Egbert, so there we go. Now he'll know that I've seen him and saying hello back. Also have a good time, Egbert. Again, you won't hear me say that. So this is the end of the route on the Trainsim World 5 route. Now, interestingly enough, I think I brought this up the other day. Do you remember, Carter? You were watching the stream, and I said, I wonder what trains used to run on the Goblin line before it was electrified. And I said, and you said diesel. Well, it was a diesel, obviously, but these are the kind of diesels that they were. But obviously, the you can see they've taken this diesel from the oh, what route is it? Oh, the route that kind of goes through Darlington and Bishop Auckland. But you can see that there's no destinations for the North London line, so obviously it has some really weird destinations there. So that says things like Leeds, but yeah. But anyway, so that's the N line, and then on over here is Gospel Oak. Now on the new route for TSW5 that's coming out next week, this will be one of the places you can route hop. So you'll drive on the Goblin line, and then if you want to go on to the other route that's coming out, you can go over here and then obviously click on the little thing that will be for route hopping, and then you'll be able to drive a train from this route that goes all the way towards Stratford. So it starts in Stratford and then goes all the way along to, I can't remember where it finishes now, but yeah. Egbert bought some bargain books, £1 each. Oh, that's cool. Right, anyway, so we'll carry on here. So this is Gospel Oak. Now obviously in modern times this line is now electrified, and then you also have the Class 710s that run along this route now. Ian, hello, how are you? Yeah, it has. I'm good, thank you. How's things with you? Just driving along North London lines at the moment. Just with a tanker train. Oh, you're single again, are you? Blimey. A lot happens, isn't it, eh? Moved from Wales. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's nice to see you. Hope you know. Hope everything's going all right. Back in West Sussex. Oh, interesting. I didn't know you were. I didn't know you were from West Sussex originally. Ah, that's cool. You're down in my part of the world, then, aren't you? That's what alcohol was made for. Oh. Right, anyway, just heading towards Hampstead Heath. Yeah, that's the thing I miss from my evening streams. And I used to sit there and have a drink while I was streaming. Oh, okay. Well, you're from Sussex. Well, you know that still counts in a way, because obviously I think they're gonna merge the two councils together anyway soon, aren't they? So East and West Sussex will just be like one super council, which they're doing all over the country, isn't it? They're getting a lot of councils and merging them with other ones. So I think West and East Sussex county councils will become one big council anyway. So in a way, you'll be there anyway. But yeah, East Sussex, nothing wrong with that. Some nice places in East Sussex. But obviously you're in West Sussex now, but you know, I still count it as the same. Nothing wrong from being from the East, you know. Right, we're going in the tunnel soon. So we're back on electrified lines now, but it's all third rail around here. East side is the best. Yeah, I think it is actually. It's a lot more because it goes towards Kent. You know, the countryside around Kent and all that is quite nice. So yeah, I agree with you actually. I would say the east side's pretty nice. You know, you got the where the downs meet the sea around at Eastbourne and all that area, Lewis and And then you've got Eastbourne and Hastings and all that area north of there, and so yeah, it's quite a nice area. A 10-minute walk from the Downs, oh that's nice. Yeah, the Downs are a little bit further away from me, but still visible, probably about 5-6 miles away. The nearest sort of point of entry for me for the Downs, I suppose, is towards Arundel and Goodwood. So that's where the Downs are quite close to me. I'm about probably 6 miles or so from Goodwood. So yeah, not too bad. But obviously not a 10-minute walk away. Although I could say I'm a 10-minute walk from the beach, which is quite nice. About 10-15-minute walk, depending on how I feel. I was at Goodwood the other day, were you? That's cool. Yeah, it's nice places to go out there. I know, you know, you've got Hanukkah around there as well, where the windmill is. It's got some quite nice walks around there, actually. Yeah, as you go up to Hanukkah Windmill, there's a nice part you walk through, which has got like a tree tunnel there. It's also part of the old Roman road as well that used to run from Chichester to London. So yeah, quite nice, especially if you've got, you know, like as I said, people that walk dogs and that, they walk up Trundle and Goodwood and up that area. Wasn't nice in the job I do. Oh, yeah, well, if the weather's not nice, and obviously it's not nice, it's like everything really, isn't it? Right, anyway, coming up to West Hampstead, which I think is where the Midland Main Line is as well, near here, because you've literally got, actually, talk of the devil, there's the Midland Main Line here, and then you've got West Hampstead Thameslink station here, and then you have a walk, you can walk from literally this station over to the other one, from North London Line, which I've done a few times myself. Animal recovery is the nicest way to put it. Oh, I get you. Yeah. Yeah, you know, like when, yeah, I know. You know, when people hit animals along the roads and stuff, I suppose. Foxes and badgers and deer and all sorts of things. I'm guessing that's kind of like what you're doing. Oh, more. Okay, got you. Farm animal. Yeah, at the moment with the bird flu thing going around as well. Oh yeah. Bromsbury next stop, and then we got Bromsbury Park. So just the one scenario today, because this was quite a long scenario. As I said, it was 75 minutes. Well, but you know me, it'll probably be at least. Now this shop basically is a good meme for Dovetail, isn't it? Spend loads, or you could say the same for AP as well. I mean, obviously, yeah. Especially if you are new to Train Sim Classic and you want to start to get some of the DLC, you do end up spending loads. But what else have we got down here? We got Masquerade, the Timber and Builders Merchant, the Bling Jeweller, the Internet Cafe. Yeah, I'm sure some of us have used an internet cafe in our lives. Well, I have a few times. Back in the day when they were more popular. Right. Although most days an internet cafe to me is just basically any cafe that's got a Wi-Fi hotspot. But yeah. Right, anyway, let's get back to the train itself, because I mean, I'm divering here. What's that over there actually? Sorry, just got to look at this. Oh, Port McCartney, Broad Street, yeah. That's where the old station was. Now this station is on this route I used to have a computer game called this as well, back in the 80s. It was a very strange game. It was like a top-down driving game more than anything else. Kensal Drive is coming up. Kensal Rise, sorry. That's a bit further along. I don't know if there's any timing to where I'm supposed to be. No, it's just basically the VS81 factory junction approach, which is still quite a way away yet. I think we're probably about halfway through the journey now, more or less. Because we have to make our way along and then down towards Clapham Junction through Shepherd's Bush, past near to Chelsea Football Club as well along the way. Well, I think that's the route we're going, so yeah. Through Bromsbury Park. Now this is all going to be part of the... This is basically covering what the new dovetail route's going to be covering next week for Trains from Mill 5 as well. This section here we're driving down. Which isn't actually a dovetail route, it's actually by a third-party dev who's basically just done it all on his own. Although I think Dovetail probably made the train, the 378, and yeah, the route itself is just done by a one-person developer. And that'll be out, I think it's out on the 4th of March, so Tuesday next week I think the 4th of March is, might be wrong. Would I be buying the route? Yeah, I probably will be, yes. So I'll probably have a go on it on the Wednesday in a stream. Do a couple of services on it. Maybe a free roam with the BR218 as well, which I've been doing recently. I wonder if that's a storage locker place there with all those containers there, because a lot of storage locker places, they use containers, don't they, in some of them? Could be wrong though. Yeah, Willesden Junction. That's the end port for the route. So the route that's coming out next Tuesday goes from Willesden Junction to Stratford, and so you can route hop in a couple of places. Actually, I think you can route hop in 3 places. Stratford, I think you can route hop because of Stratford International and the high-speed Kent line that they've got, Kent High Speed. So you can route hop at Stratford, and then you can route hop at the place that we just went past a few minutes back. So then you can route hop there, and then at Willesden Junction you can also route hop on towards the... I think there's 2 routes you can route hop to from Willesden Junction. I don't know if they'll have both in, but you can route hop to the Euston to Milton Keynes route, the West Coast Main Line South route, and then there also the Bakerloo line will be a route hop as well, I guess. So you can then also do the Bakerloo line. So there should be like probably four route hopping points. Just thinking about it. So yeah. So anyway, Willesden Junction is next. So you're actually thinking about it. I think we're more than halfway now. Although, see, so we're going to go up to Willesden Junction, and then that goes over the West Coast Main Line, and then we start making our way down through London, over the Thames, down towards Clapham Junction. Don't know if we'll be able to see Wembley Stadium from here, but Wembley Stadium's off in that sort of direction over there somewhere. But I don't know if it'll show up in the scenery or not. It might show up at some point later on You know, once you get a bit closer to it, it might show up, because obviously you need to go down the West Coast Main Line, which is we're just going over the top of now. So that's the West Coast Main Line there, heading off towards Watford Junction in the far away. And then you've got to go through Wembley Central along the way as well. So Wembley's going to be over there somewhere. And then one of these lines heads off towards Richmond, and then you get the other line that goes towards Clapham Junction. So the route that we're on at the moment is a sort of like a route that gets various routes and merges them into like one super route. And this is by backdated train sim, and this is called Network South East North London Lines Backdated. And this is version 5 of the route, which came out not too long ago. So they've added quite a lot more track to this. So you get North London lines, and then you get a bit of the East Coast Main, you get a bit of the West Coast Main Line up to Watford Junction, and the line up to St Albans and St Alban Abbey and everywhere like that. So yeah, it's quite a big route that has quite a few things in it. Now at the beginning of the stream I did show the route. I'll probably show it again at the end. And as I said, you can get this route from backdated train sim, but you just got to read through the list of all the routes that you need for it to work properly. As I said, because it uses quite a few different routes and joins them all together. So got to make sure you have all the assets and all the routes, because otherwise you'll get a lot of weird looking bits missing, milk bottles everywhere. So yeah. What I might do at the end of the stream actually is I might put a web link up for the route. So if you're interested in having a look at it yourself, then you can. And there on the page it will list everything that you need, what routes you need. And then the route comes with scenarios and all sorts of stuff, so yeah. Now I think this is the Great Western Main Line here, so we've just gone past the West Coast Main Line, and then this is the line that goes from Paddington towards Reading that we're going over now as well. So over there I think is all Old Oak Junction, right over distance over there. So yeah, this line, the North London line, and the way it goes around London is almost a bit like sort of like an inner M25 really, because from the North London line you go up onto it, and then it kind of intersects with so many other lines. So a freight train can go up from the Great Western Main Line and then go up and then go along and then join the Midland Main Line somewhere, or the East Coast Main Line somewhere, or the West Coast Main Line at some point as well. So right, we're now heading down towards central London. You know, we'll be going past like Shepherd's Bush. Trying to think what that other place is. Not Hampton Court. Where's that? They used to have an exhibition centre, not Earls Court, but there was somewhere else where they do exhibitions. I'm trying to think what it's called now, but I remember it when we go past it. So we're about to go past Shepherd's Bush. Now, nowadays they have a big shopping mall there, which is the Westfield Mall. I think it's the Westfield Mall. I don't know if they've changed the name of it now, but Class 33 coming up. Nice to see. Some wagons on the back there. Can't remember what sort of wagons they are, but I'm sure someone will see that and know. I wonder if this is where they were building the shopping mall here. I don't think it is, because it's actually very close. It runs right next to Shepherd's Bush Station, so that's probably just a red area in there. Because as I said, this line is based on the 80s, so I don't know if it will take some of the scenery away. But anyway, we'll be going past Shepherd's Bush Station at some point. And we're going down a slope here, so got to keep an eye, because we've got a max speed of 45 for this train. No worries, Katie. Right, Kensington Olympia, that was it. So I don't think there was a Shepherd's Bush station. I think that must have been built later on. So that place that we went past with the construction site is probably where the Shepherd's Bush station was built, and also the Westfield Mall. But Kensington Olympia, that was the place I was thinking about, which is where they have an exhibition centre. So yeah, Kensington Olympia. There's also another route that you can get for train sim, which is a London Underground route, which also has Kensington Olympia in it. I think it might be the virtual district line, I think, has it? Because this is like one of the district line branches that comes out from here. So we're just about to go past Kensington Olympia on the right hand side. Any of you ever been to Kensington Olympia? I've been a few times. Back in the 90s, they always used to do a lot of exhibitions, computer games events, or computer hardware events. And they always used to be either at Earl's Court or Kensington Olympia. So a few times I've been to some exhibitions that were being held in these places. So we're now going to be going past the soccer ball stadium soon. Another soccer ball stadium. Or football stadium. I like to, some reason I've got the word soccer ball in my head now. I don't know where I got that from, Katie. But yeah, anyway. About to go past Chelsea. Someone's bad influence. Yeah, exactly. Driving trains. So I think this might be a depot for the London Underground there, maybe. I think I've played a scenario where you come out of here. So then normally there'd be like lots of London Underground tube stock here. I dare not even look at the time to see how long I've been streaming, because I bet this scenario is supposed to have been 75 minutes. I bet it's been a bit longer than that now. Driving trains. Yeah. It's funny that. But anyway. Right, here comes Stamford Bridge. What station is that actually? This is West Brompton, yeah, on the underground, overground, whatever these days. Yeah, so this is another route that has a football stadium in. So this is Stamford Bridge Station. So you can see how sort of packed it into that small space. That's why they can't really expand Stamford Bridge. They built this big extension here in the past, which overhung the railway line, but they can't really do much else because obviously it's in quite a tightly packed space, and then you've got the railway line that runs right next to it, so can't really do much else with it. And the treble, you can get the treble for 99p. So yeah, there's the football ground. Now I don't think that's, obviously in the 80s it wouldn't be like how it is there now. That was done far further into the future, so that kind of makes me think of myself driving past in a class 2033 there, and then realising that my wagons I haven't connected up to yet. At some point I'll probably realise, hang on a minute, I wonder why my train seems so light. And I'll go outside and realise that they're still at Clapham Junction where I unhooked them. Or something somewhere else. Right, we're going to go over the River Thames in a minute. I don't know what that station was that we went past, that disused station. No idea. And if that was ETS2, that would probably be the River Thames there because of the game scale. No, I'm joking. It would be even smaller than that, I think. Anyway. Right, coming up now towards the River Thames though in a sec. Then we go over the Thames. And then we're getting quite close to Clapham Junction now. Here's the Thames. So that's good. So they've removed a lot of the buildings on here because in reality now over all along here is these really modern sort of apartment buildings all around here. But obviously they've removed them in the scenery. It's interesting how they've removed that, but not the. But obviously, I suppose it would take a little bit more to change the Stamford Bridge model and add one that was based on how it looked in the 80s. So that's probably why they've kept it. But over here, they've changed some of the buildings here because obviously this is a lot more modern around here now. Modern apartment buildings and things like that. Big balconies that look out over the Thames, etc. I've got to be wary up here, as they said, because there might be a red signal as we approach Clapham Junction, and you don't want to get stuck on the signal there. Because if you do, right, so we're slowly getting towards Clapham Junction now, and then we go up into Clapham Junction, and then we're basically joining up with the Brighton Main Line. There's a train going past up there actually, just about to see. That's pretty cool. I'm wondering if this scenario's got what's the word? That AI that's basically only works. Was it proximity based? Because I'm thinking that I must be running quite late now, that the trains wouldn't actually show up. Or maybe I'm just lucky and the trains are still running. Maybe it's CK Sim Gaming compatible. So we're just about to go under the line here. It's an interesting route actually. I'm trying to think whereabouts we are now. Because as this train's going to be going to Gatwick, I thought we'd be coming up through Clapham Junction. Oh, it's a red light. No, it's a yellow. But it might be routing a weird way. Right, we've got another train sitting there. Is that a Class 73 there, I think, maybe? think that's a class 73 on the other side there, waiting for me to go by. Yeah, so this is interesting. So we must go through London a different way. We must wind our way through South London and then join sort of near towards East Croydon then, rather going the other way. So I thought that the routing we'd be going would be through sort of like towards Clapham Junction and then through to and then along the Brighton main line, along the slow line, but I guess they routed it a different way. So this line here goes off over there, and then you've got Battersea Park. You can see, you know, there's Battersea Power Station there. So Clapham Junction's more back over in that direction, behind the train. So I guess the routing is going to take us a completely different way there. It's a shame there's not a part 2 to this, you know, where you can carry on from where this is and then drive along the other route and then actually take it all the way down to Salford. That would be nice. You could, even if as a part 2, that would have been pretty cool. I don't know if the person that made the scenario will be carrying on with it, because they could do that with the North London, with South London lines and the Brighton main line merge route. So then you could do this as well, and you could do it from here and carry on down to Gatwick. That would be pretty cool. The browser's frozen. Oh well, never mind. Just refresh, I suppose. My tablet preview's fine, so. Right, anyway, I think we're at the end now. So let's stop here. Yeah, we're at the end of the scenario now, Katie. Literally, we've already got to the end. I think this is the end now. As I said, it's a shame there's not a part 2. Maybe there will be. So there we are. So Stuart's Lane is just here, and then right over in the distance, going that way, is London Victoria's over there. So yeah, interesting routing. As I said, I thought we were going to come up more over towards Clapham Junction. Scenario completed. I make it around 10:52. Yeah, so the person that made the scenario, he did it in 5 minutes earlier than me then. But yeah, let's Clapham here. So I actually thought we were going to come up here, up this slope, because they were talking about a slope that you get stuck on, and I thought, well, maybe it's this slope here. But you can see there's already a freight train there. So probably, depending on the timings, if I'd have been a bit earlier, maybe that's what you get stuck behind, which is why they were talking about a red. So anyway, never mind. Anyway, that's that scenario over and done with. I hope you enjoyed it. It's quite a nice little one. I'm going to post in chat briefly in a second the route. If you're interested in the scenario, that's on the TrainSim community site. But the actual site, the actual route itself is on... let me try and find it. It is North London lines, which is here. So I shall post this in Twitch chat. So if you're interested in getting this route, it is the latest version. You might have already had this route in the past, but this is the most recent version, which is version 5. So you can get it from there. And then the scenario I got from TrainSim community. Now some of you might know TrainSim community because of Train Sim World and the mods that they do on there, but they also have a section for Train Sim Classic, and this is where the scenario is. So if you're interested in the scenario, want to play it yourself, you can get it from there, Train Sim Community. There is lots of other scenarios there as well, so you never know, you might find something you like. Anyway, that is that for the stream for today for Train Sim Classic anyway. Not sure if there'll be any more streams today. I have to wait and see. But yeah, anyway, said it took 1 hour and 20 minutes, so that's about 80 minutes, isn't it? So I was only 5 minutes late off the advertised 75 minutes, so I don't think I did too badly there. I was a bit cautious. I think if you played this again over and over, like you would do when you're testing a scenario out, you then get to understand what's going on, and then you can probably be a bit more, not as cautious on the bends and stuff like that. But anyway, I'd like to thank all of you for coming in to watch the stream. So there was Ian, Katie, Carder, lovely to see you. Egbert as well from his model railway show at Swindon. And if you were lurking, that's cool. Hope you enjoyed the stream. And for those of you on YouTube, well, welcome, and hope you enjoyed the video. And yeah, anyway, I'm going to be heading off now. So for now, I'd like to say ta-ta, and I'll see you all very soon in another stream. Thanks a lot, everyone. Take care.
Thanks for watching. Sticky Sim Gaming. See you next time. See you next time.